Good morning, future officers. Welcome back once again to Toppers Academy Morung Express newspaper analysis. Today is 16 October 2025. I hope you all are doing well and continuing your preparations with focus and determination. Remember that every single day of consistency add value to your journey towards success. In today's session, we'll analyze the Morung Express newspaper from the examination perspective. We'll identify the most important articles relevant for your NPSC and NSSP preparation and learn how to connect them with current affairs and the static part of your syllabus. We'll also look at how to take notes, meaningful notes that help you retain concepts better and revise efficiently during your final preparation phase. So let's get started with today's analysis and make your newspaper reading a productive and insightful part of your daily study routine. So let's start with today's first article. Nagaland grapples with rising biomedical waste. Nagaland grapples with rising biomedical waste, generating over 100 kilos of biomedical waste daily. As Nagaland healthcare infrastructure expands, so does its generation of biomedical waste, an often overlooked byproduct of growth. From hospitals, diagnostic centers, and clinics to small rural health units, the safe management and disposal of medical waste has become a pressing environmental and public health concerns in the state. The Nagaland Pollution Control Board (NPCP) itulaga Nagaland Pollution Control Board to kutiase to be ekbar apne study koram de pisarlui, which oversees biomedical waste management under the Biomedical Waste Management Rules 2016. If you can please go through what is under this Biomedical Waste Management Rules 2016, it will be very good for you. Has so far issued authorizations to 756 healthcare facilities. Now this is also important. It has given authorization to how many healthcare facilities? 756 healthcare facilities across the state for the generation, collection, segregation, treatment, storage, transport, and disposal of biomedical waste. According to its 2024 annual report, Nagaland generates about 1,003.71 kilograms of biomedical waste every day. So this data is also important. The first that is leading in waste generation is Dimapur, followed by Kohima, and then Chumukitima. So you can always use this kind of a suggestion while you're writing your answer, or if you're asked in some interviews and all. With new hospital diagnostic centers and laboratories emerging, Nagaland's biomedical waste load is expected to rise further. So the Pollution Control Board has therefore emphasized the urgent need for a common biomedical waste treatment facility. So the common biomedical waste treatment facility itu ke aje ekbar janile beshi bhalo. Moving on to our next article for the day. JCC Joint Coordination Committee bent down strike disrupts functioning of the government offices. So this has been in the newspaper and in the news for the past few days. The bent down strike called by the Joint Coordination Committee, demanding the cancellation of the proposed induction of a non-NCS officer into the IS cadre, disrupted the functioning of the government office across Nagaland for the second consecutive day on Wednesday. So to JCC di kun ase comprise curriculum ito ase CANSSEA, NITA, NSSA, NFASA, FONESA. So ito laga more details sa chanium jesile. You can go and check out the previous analysis. The strike is aimed at pressing the state government to withdraw the move to include a non-NCS officer for IS induction and to uphold meritocracy in the selection process. So now this is also a continuous news The People's Democratic Alliance (PTA) on Wednesday welcomed the NPF as a full-fledged partner of the ruling, following the NPF's decision to merge with the alliance. Okay. GST reject to boost Nagaland's economy. The reason GST reforms reduced the tax rate to 5% on key agricultural and artisanal products of Nagaland, directly impacting affordability, competitiveness, and market access for local producers and entrepreneurs. So it is also very important and pertinent to know that when the tax system changes, it has a very big impact on the market as well, on the demand and supply. So we'll try to know the impact and after effect of certain taxation policies in India. Okay. The state coffee growers, handloom weavers, bamboo artisans, and hospitality operators stand to gain from more competitive pricing. Handloom shawls and textiles, including GI tagged Chagasang shawl from Kohima, Pek, and Dimapur, will see improved market competitiveness. So it became the GI tag to Nagaland kiman items step by ginase na items sekla noina which year itu you please study. I think so far there are around four items, with the GST rates on the handloom shawls and textile reduced from 12% to 15%. So this can also form one question. GST rate at present for handlooms and textiles kanto kiman percent ase kulido 12% thakia 5% ase. Items priced up to rupees 2,500 will now become appropriately 6.25% cheaper, enhancing income for around 44,000 weavers. With the GST rate on hospitality service reduced 12%, so hospitality services TV 12% bra 5% nami ase. Nagaland bamboo and can sector employs approximately 13,000 individuals. So GST rate on furniture and handicraft TV from 12% to 5% in nami. It will be important as coffee growers will benefit out of this reduction. GST on roasted beans has been reduced from 12% to 5%, and on coffee extracts from 18% to 5%, which is a very big relief. This is also very important. This will form a part of the Nagaland tourism perspective. So which means very important for your essay, very important for your descriptive, very important for your current affairs. The 2-day national conference. Nagaland proposes rupees 250 crore plan to develop Suko Valley. The 2-day national conference of state tourism ministers concluded here on Wednesday in Utaibor, with a key focus on developing 50 world-class tourist destinations. So kiman the world-class tourist destinations? 50. Through a national challenge initiative spearheaded by the ministry. So who is spearheading this initiative? The Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. Suko Valley as the state's official nomination for the national development of 50 tourist destinations of global standards initiative. So Suko Valley has been nominated from Nagaland for these 50 tourist destinations. The proposal outlines transformative development plan with an estimated cost of 250 crores. So the project what is their aim? The project aims to establish Suko Valley as a premier international ecotourism destination. So now these days in exam, this particular term ecotourism is gaining a lot of importance. So very important to prepare an essay and note and points on ecotourism. The project will include the construction of an eco-friendly luxury hotel, construction of other tourist facilities, and supporting infrastructure designed to enhance accessibility and visitor experience while preserving the valley's pristine natural ecosystem, it stated. Speaking at the conference, the Nagaland Minister emphasized the valley's unique ecological significance, describing it as a symbol of God's beautiful creation in Nagaland for the world to see and experience. Nagaland Police urges mobile update on Vahan and Sarathi portal. The Nagaland Police has urged all vehicle owners and driving license holders in the state to ensure that their mobile numbers are updated on the Vahan and Sarathi portal of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Bujinvong Council in Nagaland leads the charge to save Pangolin. Ito say Pangolin do. Talaga ito chamara na scales karni pishi smuggle kore Pangolin gina. Such that now it has become endangered. Let's see. In a significant community-led conservation move. So this community-led conservation in Nagaland can also form a part of the caution or maybe in your viva. The Bujinvong Council in Nagaland Kifiri district has imposed a complete and immediate ban on the hunting, consumption and trade of pangolins within its jurisdiction. It is aimed to protect the critically endangered mammal. So which means pangolin is a critically endangered mammal. Okay. Pangolins, often called scaly anteaters, are reportedly the world's most trafficked mammal. And this is also one important thing. World's most trafficked mammal. Highly sought after for their scales, falsely believed to have medicinal properties, and their meat. The region located near the Indo-Myanmar border has been a major transit route for the illegal wildlife trade, it stated. So itu false ase koise mon to pishi believe kora kisi ki talaga scales aru tala mangso khale ekdam tawai ase enega na. Nagaland's first IVF in vitro fertilization gori the IVF na. Nagaland's first IVF baby born at Putono Hospital Kohima. To IVF to ki ase ekbar study korbi kun pra discover creation sorry. Putono Hospital Kohima achieved a major milestone in reproductive healthcare with the birth of its first in vitro fertilization IVF baby. And it is also important to note that Putono Hospital in Kohima is the only stand-alone licensed IVF center in Nagaland. According to the hospital, Putono is presently the only center in the state. This can also form a part of the question also. I think this will form a very important current affair question. And you can also use this while formulating your answer with this point, which is very important. According to the hospital, Putono is presently the only center in the state with a complete in-house team of specialists without dependence on outsourced embryologists, visiting consultants, or basic. So you can use this part, okay, this part for your answers and all. This is very good. The achievement reflects Nagaland's growing medical capabilities, bringing advanced reproductive treatment within the reach of local couples who previously had to travel outside the state or country for such procedures. Aro, it would be good if you can study in order to avail this IVF na eligibility ki ho lagi to sabi. Eligibility. Nagaland launches phase 6 of FMT vaccination mission. The Department of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Science, Nagaland launched the phase 6 of the FMD's Foot and Mouth Disease Vaccination Mission under the Livestock Health and Disease Control Program at the State Cattle Breeding Farm, Liri, Kohima. The State Cattle Breeding Farm to Koti Azagulito, it is in Liri in Kohima. The director stressed on the direct impact of the economy of the farmers with the prevalence of such economically important disease in the state, which needs to be effectively addressed and work towards its control and eradication by the year 2030. The mission aims to immunize about 60,000 cattle, other susceptible animals in the state against FMD, a highly contagious disease that poses a major threat to livestock. Experiments to enhance oak tassar production in Nagaland. Itu oak tassar ki ase gole, it is a silkworm. Okay. A presentation on the activities of Sericulture Department in Kohima highlighted that Manipur and Nagaland are pioneers in oak tassar silkworm rearing due to favorable vegetation. So it is very important that oak tassar do ki mate. It is silkworm. Niti Aayog explores setting up AI Center of Excellence in Nagaland. This Artificial Intelligence Center of Excellence for skilling under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendra. So it took BMKK to ki ase, you make a proper note on this one. And Frontier Technology Skill Training for Youths in Nagaland. Newland Administration holds seminar for village functionaries. The Newland District Administration organized a seminar for village functionaries at the DC Conference Hall in Newland. Deputy Commissioner of Newland, Sarah S. Chamir, described Kaumpuras and village council members as very important eyes, ears, and hands of the government. The seminar was an initiative to strengthen the role and function of the Kaumpura and the village council at the village level. ESC Sadar Vitoka Yapto highlighted the functioning of the Village Council Act of 1978 and emphasis on the role of the VTP, Village Administration, Policing, and Village Court. So, itu Village Court, customary laws, Village Administration, and Policing, it will be a very important part as well. It is very important to prepare a very good note on Village Council Act 1978, their functions and powers. Role of the VTB, same thing. When you're studying this one, you also have to study the provisions relating to the elections. Same thing with the VTPs, their durations. Aro sal dikiman patan meeting crew lage, who are the members of the committee and all. It on so para pro lage. And this Village Council Act has been re-amended, okay, some few times. So itu kutu year amend korise, aro kiki changes korise, itu be abanigan pa study koribi. So this is how you take notes from the newspaper analysis or news articles. Vendor Development Program for Nagaland's MSME concludes in Dimapur. A 2-day vendor development program for micro and small enterprise MSE concluded at Hotel Acacia. It was organized by Kumbra Youth Net in collaboration with the Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Nagaland, under the World Bank, supported raising and acceleration MSME performance scheme supported by the World Bank. So itu important as ki itu te no sekta phano lage RAMP na. RAMP matlab raising and accelerating MSME performance. So this is a World Bank supported central scheme to enhance the performance of the MSMEs by improving their access to market, finance, technology, and green initiative through existing Ministry of MSME schemes. So the government of Nagaland also launched the Raising and Accelerating MSME Performance (RAMP). Nagaland B RAMP program to 27 August 2024 de launch kurise. The program was launched on this date, okay, 27th of August 2024. Violent protest erupts near Paksa jail, prohibitory order claim. So not very important for the article itself, but there's a very important point that we can take out from this article. Violent protests broke out outside the Baksa district jail in Assam on Wednesday after the 5 accused in the Zubin Kark death case were brought to the facility under heavy police escort. In the wake of the escalating tension, the district administration imposed prohibitory orders under Section 163 of the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita. So itu Section 163 of the PNSS na. It will be important as for our examination point of view, as well as even if you after you clear the exams, and not only for aspirants but also for the citizens of this country. So it was formerly the 144 CRPC, okay, CRPC, which means curfew lahole. Itu to section 163, section 163 under the PNSS ho. So according to this section 163 of the BNSS, it grants a magistrate the power to issue urgent orders in cases of nuisance or apprehended danger to prevent harm, disturbances of the public tranquility, or danger to life or health. These orders can direct a person to stop an act or take certain actions regarding their property to prevent obstruction, injury, or public unrest. Orders can be passed ex parte in emergencies and are valid for a maximum period of 2 months. Nagaland police recruitment nearly 13,000 youth registers in just 10 days. NFR organizes vigilance workshop at Malikong headquarters. So NFR to Kia Northeast Frontier Railways. It organized a vigilance awareness week in 2025. Malikong is the headquarters of Northeast Frontier Railways. Malikong to it is an area in Guwahati in Assam. Okay. Now Afghanistan or Pakistan larai chuli ase, and then they have called for a 48-hour ceasefire. UN agency says carbon dioxide or CO2 levels hit record high last year, causing more extreme winter. Puri sabo, let's see. Heat trapping carbon dioxide levels in atmosphere jumped by the highest amount on record last year, soaring to a level not seen in human civilization and turbocharging the Earth's climate and causing more extreme weather, the United Nations Weather Agency said on Wednesday. So what are these? The World Meteorological Organization said in its latest bulletin on greenhouse gases, an annual study released ahead of the UN annual climate conference, that carbon dioxide growth rates have now tripled since the 1960s and reached level not seen in at least 800,000 years. Emission from the burning coal, oil and gas, alongside more wildfires, have helped fan a vicious climate cycle, and people and industries continue to spew heat-trapping gases while the planet's ocean and forests lose their ability to absorb them, the World Meteorological Organization's report said. So, अपने notes को नाम दे itu greenhouse gases to kutu gases itu एक बार पिसारी ना पूरी विदे. The report was bound to raise new doubts on the world's ability to hit the goal laid out in the 2015 Paris Climate Accord of keeping the climate global average temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial times. To the pre-industrial times, to it is a pre-industrial level, which means it refers to the global atmospheric condition, particularly concerning the greenhouse gases concentration and global temperatures that existed before the widespread impact of industrialization. So Paris Climate Accord 2015 to be ki ase ekbar tala content sai sabi. US tariffs not a matter of huge concern for India's growth. The RBI governor. The Reserve Bank of India Governor Sanjay Malhotra on Wednesday asserted that the 50% US tariffs on India are not a matter of huge concern, which means that present US per Indian exports or USD import ado 50% tax tariffs othainase. Okay. While speaking at an event during the IMF World Bank meeting in Washington DC, Malhotra said that India's status as a domestic-driven economy negates the negative impact of the US tariffs. Like we say, US per tax othabi no othabi, tariffs othabi no othabi, India to domestic-driven economy ase, so itu negative impact iman nai. US per kiman othalibi ina koi ase. So itu domestic-driven economy kole ki ase kole do. A domestic-driven economy is one where the majority of the economic growth is powered by the demand for goods and services from its own citizens and businesses rather than from exports to other countries. Okay? Despite the 50%, so you can use this as a positive point if someone asks you that US payment the tariff lage India do no do kinabo, or else while you're writing your answer about the relation between this US and India in the recent past, and you can always say that despite the 50% tariff hike imposed by the Donald Trump administration, India's export to the US rose to 45.82 billions in the first half of the current financial year, April to September. Tamba tax tariffs to othai disi ulibi mo export to 45.82 billions pungjise April to September majo dekati, which represents a 13.3% increase over the corresponding figure of 40.42 billion in the same period last year. 13.3% increase asi. Taylor Swift, The Life of a Showgirl, makes history by selling 4 million copies in first week. So itu The Life of a Showgirl itu album tu kun la se ina hotiu for example na. Itu tu Taylor Swift. England beat Latvia. This is not important for now for exams. This is important. Nagaland to host Asian Women's Sepak Takraw Championship. State level gets them young. It is related to sports. Okay. Under 14 Sepak Takraw tournament concludes. The state level gets them young under 14 Sepak Takraw tournament organized by Department of the Youth Resource and Sports in collaboration with All Nagaland Private School Association (ANAPSA) concluded this afternoon at the IG Stadium, Indira Gandhi Stadium in Kohima. Nagaland will soon host Asia Women's Sepak Takraw Championship in Kohima and are expecting the participation of not less than 20 Southeast Asian countries. Sorry. NSF Martyrs Trophy 25th edition kudi khela ase Indira Gandhi Stadium Kohima. So when the tournament is over, it time kun jitise kun harise itu persabi, and this 25th NSF trophy ki lekhiole gole to it is held in memory of two student martyrs who were killed or martyred during a peaceful protest in Kohima that was organized by the NSF. Tajon namdo let ke Kojale such of Kohima and Vikozo Yoshi of Kikwima village. Okay, I think that's all for the day. Please make a proper note on this one or you'll forget, and you can go back to previous days Morung Express newspaper analysis from the Toppers Academy YouTube channel, Toppers Academy Nagaland YouTube channel. Go to the playlist. There you'll find a playlist of the Morung Express newspaper analysis. Tadibra saigina avunigan points can collect korna, make a proper note and paradak multiple revision korbi. Have a nice day everyone. See you all tomorrow.